Everyone's panicking, the competitive Fortnite is dying. Solo cash cups removed, numbers dropping. This is exactly what you've been waiting for. Whilst everyone else is crying about requirements and cash cups being removed, the smart players are quietly positioning themselves to dominate when the dust settles. Let me break down what everyone's calling the death of Fortnite competitive. First, solo cash cups are getting removed or rescheduled constantly. Players are frustrated with late start times, region locks, and Epic's inconsistent tournament schedule. Second, fairly new barriers to entry. You need an account level of 350 minimum and 14 tournaments played in the last 180 days just to compete in cash cups. Most casual players can't even access these tournaments anymore. Third, the format is shifting heavily towards trios, and this means that solo opportunities are shrinking. Fourth, participation is declining. The community is consistently discussing why tournaments feel so dead, why viewership is down, and why the scene feels stagnant. But here's what separates the 1% from everyone else. They see an opportunity where others see obstacles. The competition filter. Those new barriers everyone's complaining about will actually do you a favor. Account level 350 and 14 tournaments played isn't keeping out future pros. It's filtering out the casuals who are never actually serious anyway. Think about it logically. If you can't hit level 350 or play 14 tournaments in 6 months, you are never actually going to make it pro anyway. The system is literally removing your weakest competition for you. The participation drop. While everyone else is quitting because it's too hard or the scene is just dying, you're getting better odds. Fewer players in cash cups means higher placement potential. Fewer people grinding means more opportunities for those who stay committed. Your skill becomes more valuable when there's less competition. The format evolution. Yes, solo opportunities are shrinking, but that doesn't mean they're gone. And when they do happen, there's a less competition than ever before. The mindset gap. Most players who are quitting aren't mentally strong enough to go pro anyway. Professional Fortnite requires resilience, being adaptable, and the ability to thrive under pressure. If format changes and entry barriers are enough to make someone quit, they never had what it takes. You staying committed while others quit is proof that you have the right mental resilience required for professional competition. The skill development window. With fewer players grinding, you have more space to develop. Less crowded lobbies mean more opportunities to practice advanced techniques. Fewer people studying VODs means your analysis give you a bigger edge. This is your window to develop skills that will matter when the scene inevitably grows again. Your action plan. Step 1 is to meet the requirement. If you're not at account level 350 yet, make sure that you have that as your priority. Start playing every available tournament, ranked cups, OG cups, whatever Epic offers. You need those 14 tournaments to maintain eligibility. Step 2, develop tournament mentality. Use this lower competition period to build mental resilience. Practice performing under pressure, managing tournament nerves, and maintaining focus during long sessions. Every solo tournament you play now is preparation for when the scene grows again. Step number 3, build your network. With fewer active players, it's easier to connect with other serious competitors. Find a duo and a trio, join competitive Discord servers, and build relationships that will matter in the future. Step number 5, becoming a fighting demon. Spend lots of time working on not just your fighting, but your fighting in high pressure situations. Teach yourself to make as little mistakes as possible when the pressure is on, and this will help you so much in the future tournaments. The main way I would recommend working on high pressure situations is going into scrims and really mastering endgame. The cycle will continue. Competitive scenes go through cycles, and right now we're in the contraction phase, but expansion always follows. When Fortnite competitive grows again, you want to be positioned as an established player, not someone trying to break in. Multiple pathways. Even if traditional tournaments change, new opportunities will emerge. Creator cups, brand partnerships, coaching opportunities, and content creation all become more accessible when you're an established competitive player. The compound effect. Every hour you spend improving while others quit compounds your advantage. When the scene grows again, you have months or years of additional development that your competition missed out on. So while everyone else is crying about competitive Fortnite dying, you now understand the truth. The question isn't whether competitive Fortnite is dying. The question is whether you're strong enough to thrive while others quit. I'm not just going to tell you that this is your opportunity. I'm going to give you the exact 30-day plan to capitalize on it. Week 1, foundation. First, make sure that your account level is at least 350 if you haven't already. Play every single tournament available. Start tracking your performance data and join a competitive Discord server. To start tracking your performance data, track where you place in tournaments and how many points you get. Track your accuracy percentages in Kovacs, and also just VOD review to make sure that you are actually improving. Week number 2 is your skill development. Focus on chapter 6 meta mastery. Record and review lots of gameplay, and I mean a lot of gameplay. You should be sitting there every single night or whenever you get a chance reviewing the gameplay you have recorded. And then after you've done that, sit there with a book and write down your top 3 or 5 weaknesses depending on how many you have. And then right at the end of the day, Create a daily practice routine that combines not only your strengths that you want to further master, but also your weaknesses that you need to improve. Be very open-minded with what your weaknesses are, and don't let your ego get in the way of the truth. Week number 3, competitive integration. Start trying to network with some other serious players and get in teammates. Analyze top performance in your region. So for me, it'd be players like Veno, Thomas HD, Pink. Look at what they do and compare it side by side with your gameplay. What do they do in the same situations as you, and what do you see them doing you could add to your own gameplay? Not only build moves, but just overall fighting performance. Look to things as little as the way they move or where they're looking in fights. For example, Marius Cal will spend a lot of his time in fights keeping his eye on his opponent. Develop your unique playstyle using the playstyle you already have, ones you like the look of and the most effective ones. Combine them and create your own unique playstyle. Every single player in the world has a different playstyle, so having your own is not a bad thing at all. Don't try completely copy another player. What I like to do is I look at my favorite pros and what I think the best pros in the world are, and I combine them into one playstyle. Week number 4, execution. Implement everything you've learned. Start trying to look for consistent improvement. Document your progress and prepare for the next level, because this is only the starter. But most players won't even follow this plan. They might make it because they feel motivated, and then they'll go back to complaining about the competitive scene. Hopefully you're here because you want to go pro, while everyone else is making excuses and complaining about how dead the competitive scene is right now. This 30-day plan isn't optional if you're serious. It's your roadmap to success while the other competition disappears around you. If you're actually serious about using this opportunity to go pro, comment opportunity to remind yourself that obstacles create advantages for those smart enough to see them. The 99% see problems, the 1% see possibilities. Which one are you? But before you go, you need to watch my last video. I broke down the exact mistakes that are keeping 99% of players stuck in mediocrity while the others break through to pro level. Here's the thing, you can have the perfect timing, the perfect opportunity, everything I just told you about, and the competitive scene being wide open, but if you're still making the fundamental errors that separates pros from the average players, none of this actually matters. In that video, I expose a couple of things that you're probably doing right now. The habits you think are helping you to improve are actually holding you back. Most players will skip it because they think they already know everything. That's exactly why they never make it pro. But I promise you, in that video, there's at least one mistake you're making. But if you're different, you're here because you want to capitalize on this moment while everyone else makes excuses. So prove it. Watch that next video, implement what I teach you, then come back and dominate these tournaments while your competition disappears. The link will be in the description and will be on screen right now. Don't let this opportunity slip away from you. Your future pro career depends on this right now.